My name is Ava, and I am 65 years old. At my age, people believe life slows down. They imagine quiet mornings with a cup of tea, afternoons spent watching sunlight fall across the floor, and evenings filled with peaceful memories. They think the most surprising thing that could happen to someone like me is discovering a new wrinkle or forgetting where the reading glasses went. But life has a strange sense of humor. Sometimes, just when you believe everything is calm and predictable, it places you in the middle of a moment that changes how you see the world. For me, that moment began the day my daughter took me to a wellness spa. It was a bright Saturday morning when my daughter Lily showed up at my house with an excited smile. "Mom," she said, practically bouncing in the doorway, "get ready. I'm taking you somewhere special today." I raised an eyebrow. "Somewhere special?" "Yes, a wellness spa. You deserve a relaxing day." I laughed softly. "Lily, I'm 65 years old. I don't need cucumber slices on my eyes." She crossed her arms dramatically. "Mom, you spent most of your life taking care of everyone else. Today you're letting someone take care of you." Her words hit me deeper than she probably realized. For 30 years I had been a nurse. I worked long shifts, cared for strangers like family, and came home exhausted more nights than I could count. Even after retiring 2 years earlier, I still found myself rushing through life instead of slowing down. Maybe Lily was right. Maybe I did deserve a day of rest. So I smiled and grabbed my coat. "All right," I said, "lead the way." The spa was located just outside the city, surrounded by tall trees and soft music that seemed to float through the air the moment we walked in. The lobby smelled like lavender and warm tea. Soft lights glowed against stone walls, and the quiet atmosphere made me feel as if the outside world had suddenly been placed on pause. "Wow," I murmured. Lily grinned. "Told you." We walked up to the reception desk, where a young woman greeted us with a calm smile. "Welcome to Tranquil Waters Spa," she said. "How can I help you today?" Lily gave her our reservation name. The receptionist typed something into her computer, nodded, and then looked up at me. For a brief moment, her expression changed. It wasn't obvious. Anyone else might have missed it. But I spent decades as a nurse reading people's faces. I could spot worry, fear, or surprise in a heartbeat. And what I saw on her face was concern. Before I could think about it further, she walked around the desk toward us. "Mrs. Ava," she asked gently. "Yes." Suddenly she reached out, lightly grabbing my arm. It wasn't rough or aggressive, but it was unexpected. She leaned closer to me, her voice barely above a whisper. "Please don't react," she said quietly. "But I need you to stay here with me for a moment." My heart skipped. "Why?" I whispered back. Her eyes flicked quickly toward the hallway behind us. Then she said something that made my entire body go still. "Someone here has been asking about you." I blinked in confusion. "Asking about me?" "Yes," she whispered, and it didn't feel normal. My mind raced. I wasn't famous. I wasn't wealthy. I was just a retired nurse, enjoying a spa day with her daughter. "Who?" I asked. Before she could answer, Lily turned around. "Mom, everything okay?" The receptionist instantly stepped back and smiled politely, as if nothing had happened. "Everything is perfect," she said smoothly. "We'll get you both checked in right away." I stared at her. She gave me a subtle look that clearly said, "Not now." Lily and I were guided into a relaxation lounge with comfortable chairs and soft music. But I couldn't relax. My thoughts kept circling around the receptionist's whisper. "Someone here has been asking about you." Who would do that? And why? After a few minutes, Lily was taken for a massage. "See you in an hour, Mom," she said cheerfully. I forced a smile. "Enjoy it." As soon as she disappeared down the hallway, the receptionist appeared beside me again. "Mrs. Ava," she said quietly, "could we talk for a moment?" I nodded. She led me to a small sitting area near a window. "My name is Clara," she said gently, "and I'm sorry if I scared you earlier." "You did," I admitted. She took a breath. "About 30 minutes before you arrived, a man came in asking about you." My stomach tightened. "A man?" "Yes, he had your full name." That made my heart pound. How could he know I was coming here? That's what worried me. She continued. "He didn't seem dangerous, but he was very emotional. He asked if a woman named Ava, age 65, had a reservation today." I stared at her. "That's very specific." Clara nodded. "And when I asked why he wanted to know, he said something strange." "What did he say?" She hesitated. Then she spoke slowly. "He said, I just need to thank her before it's too late." For a moment, I didn't breathe. Thank me. I searched my memory. Over my life as a nurse, I had cared for thousands of people. Some remembered me. Most probably didn't. "Did he give his name?" I asked. "Yes." Clara looked at a small notepad. "Daniel." The name hit my memory like a distant echo. Daniel. Daniel. Suddenly, a moment from 20 years ago flashed into my mind. A young man in a hospital bed, severely injured after a car accident. Everyone thought he wouldn't survive. But I remembered sitting beside him during night shifts, talking to him even when he was unconscious. Because sometimes, patients needed hope more than medicine. "Daniel Carter," I asked slowly. Clara's eyes widened. "Yes, that's the name." My heart trembled. "He's alive." Clara nodded. "And he's still here." Before I could say anything, a voice came from behind me. "Ave." I turned. Standing a few steps away was a tall man in his early 40s. His eyes were red, like he had been holding back tears. For a moment, we simply stared at each other. Then his face broke into a soft smile. "You probably don't remember me," he said. But I did. "You're Daniel," I whispered. His eyes filled instantly. "Yes." He walked closer, emotion clearly shaking his voice. 20 years ago, you were the nurse who refused to give up on me." Memories rushed back. "You were in a coma for weeks," I said softly. "You sat beside me every night," he replied. "You talked to me even when everyone thought I couldn't hear." Tears slid down his cheeks. "But I did hear you." My throat tightened. "I told you stories," I said quietly. "You told me to fight," he said. "And I did." Daniel took a deep breath. "I spent years looking for you," he said. "I wanted to say thank you." My eyes blurred with tears. "Daniel, you don't have to." "Yes, I do." He pulled something from his pocket. A folded piece of paper. "It's a letter I wrote to you," he said. "Because of you, I survived. I finished college. I started a business. I have a wife and 2 children." I felt my heart swell with emotion. All because someone cared enough to talk to a man who couldn't even open his eyes. He wiped his tears. "I heard from an old hospital coworker that you retired recently. When I saw your name on the spa reservation list this morning. You came here." "Yes." He smiled softly. I couldn't miss my chance. Just then, Lily returned from her massage. She stopped when she saw us both crying. "Oh, did I miss something?" Daniel laughed gently. "Your mother saved my life." Lily looked at me in surprise. "You never told me this story." I smiled. Because to me, it was just my job. Daniel shook his head. "No, Ava, it was your kindness." We spent the next hour talking. Daniel told us about his life. His wife. His children. His company that now helped accident victims rebuild their lives. And before leaving, he said something I will never forget. "You thought those late nights in the hospital were small moments," he said. "But they changed everything for me." As Lily and I drove home later that evening, she looked at me thoughtfully. "Mom," she said, "I think today turned out more meaningful than a spa day." I smiled. Yes. Life had reminded me of something important. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness echo further than we ever imagine. Moral of the story: kindness may feel small in the moment, but its impact can last a lifetime. The simple act of caring for someone can change their entire future, even when we never realize it. Never underestimate the quiet power of compassion.